I'm going to leave that contraction on its stand because it seems to behave itself there. Right, you know what I'm sort of renowned for.
Don't do that in
Yeah, don't do that in here. I've managed to find a festive monologue about Albert. And this, believe it or not, was written in 1999, so don't tell anybody I'm doing it because I should be paying copyright, I'm sure. It's not like the others where they've all expired. This is called Albert's Carol. Now you've heard about Albert Ramsbottom as were ate by a lion one day and were regurgitated much later with his hands and face cleaner, they say. Well, as Christmas time drew a bit nearer and Gran had a winter drawers on, young Albert were getting excited and his little red cheeks fairly shone. But Albert were kept short of money. Ma's purse was shut tight like a vice, and father grew deaf to all that he said, until he said words that weren't nice. So with 4 rosy cheeks all a-glowing, young Albert walked down to Toad Wreck, where he sat on a swing, legs a-dangling, and he muttered, "By gum," and he yeck. Just then he heard distant singing, the distant music, the sound that a choir might sing. And his face fair lit up as he muttered, "Carol singing, now that's just the thing." Now Albert had heard about carolers and how if they sang they got paid with money and mince pies and spice cake, and he thought, by gum, I've got it made. Of carols he knew half a dozen, well, most of the tune and some words, and he knew about wise men and shepherds and in stable just what had occurred. So, smoothing his hair with some spittle, he set off to the first house in the street. He'd not long had a bath, so now then, don't laugh, young Albert looked really quite sweet. He took a big breath and got started, while shepherds what first what he sang, and from one end of the street to the other, his vocal exertions they rang. They say, as he cracked a few windows and curdled both custards and creams, and at number 4, someone fainted on floor, and them still in bed had bad dreams. Unaware of the effect of his efforts, young Albert screeched higher and higher, till folk in neighbouring streets clung in fear to their seats, and the brave shouted out, "Where's the fire?" And folk from Blackburn to Clitheroe, from Rottenstall, Burnley and Colne, thought witches had met up on Pendle and were screeching a song of their own. Then he stopped and he knocked and doors opened, and in tears, for they knew they were beat, they thrust money and mince pies at Albert and begged him to find a new street. A street far away was suggested, in a town full of clamour and din, or maybe a light shipping channel warning sailors where not to come in. But some said that's cruel to sailors, so they gave him a £5 right then, providing he gave him a promise to never sing carols again. Thus Albert made the agreement. Though his gob were chock full of mince pies, he choked on a crumb, he accepted the sum, and then choked on a crumb, which really brought tears to his eyes. So Albert went home somewhat richer, but there's a sad end to this tale. His father took money for glazier, but as usual, he spent it on ale. You're on, Ray.
Right, ladies and gentlemen, this is a time where you're all going to be participants in the next activity, hopefully. Ray is going to now lead you into some very energetic country dancing.
Thank you, Peter.